Hey guys, so we started ABA for JoJo this week. But actually, this whole week they've just been trying to get Jonah acclimated to the therapist, and he's in his second week of preschool. In addition to starting his first week in ABA, he gets pretty exhausted. But he's been a trooper. He really has. Today they were actually playing together. And it wasn't parallel playing. They're actually taking turns pretending that there was these little characters going down a slide. And so our therapist would go, and then he would say wee, and then give him to Jonah, and then Jonah would put him down the slide and go wee. So there was one day he fell asleep, and they left it up to me whether I wanted to wake him up or not, and I didn't really want to wake him up, but I wanted them to see how he would react of being woken up. But he did fine. He wasn't wanting to engage, understandably, and they ended up just leaving. And I told him, it's fine, and they were fine with it. And the next day, his therapist got to see Jonah meltdown, and what was it over? Gosh. Something happened that he wanted to. I don't remember. I don't remember. Whatever the meltdown was about, he wanted to throw the step ladder that we would use to let him play in the sink. But I wouldn't let him throw the step ladder around the house, so I put it in the garage. Then he wanted to get in the garage, and I wouldn't let him. So he was not having a good time, and he finally said, please, knock knock, and open the door, and tears streaming down his face. So I opened it for him and brought in the stepladder, and I told him we're going to put it away, and that triggered another round. And our therapist just kind of watched him, and I put the ladder away, and our therapist sat in front of it so Jonah couldn't get to it. So Jonah started hitting him, and his therapist told me to ignore it. Jonah's a reactionary kid trying to get a reaction out of me. After every time he hits, he'll look at me to see how I react. Eventually, I was able to redirect Jonah, and we went outside for a bit. And as soon as we went outside, that was it. He was done. And it's like a switch flipped, and so his therapist got to see all of that. Got to see the meltdown, some of the tendencies that he does, how we recover from that. So hopefully, we'll get some pointers on, handling meltdowns from, for what's best for him and what's best for everybody. He's gonna bring some other toys for Jonah to play with. Before, it's just been all of JoJo's toys, and so it's been rougher because it's like Jonah just thinks that this therapist is just there to take his toys, to play with his toys and invade his space, which the therapist wants Jonah to connect with him and not with the things that he's bringing over. So I think they're connecting, and I'm hoping that it continues to be a positive experience. So I'm keeping an eye on them. I'm here with them the whole time, so I get to see everything that they do, and we'll just see how it goes. All right? Hope you guys have a great weekend. Bye-bye.